Up next, though, we are at welterweight with Khalid looking to move to 7-0 with a win against Colombia's Fernando Mosquera. Commentary from Darren Fletcher and Richie Woodall. But first, Dev Sani.
Ladies and gentlemen, the action continues here live on TNT Sports. Our next contest of the evening is scheduled for 6 rounds in the welterweight division. Your steward in charge is Ben Harmsworth, your timekeeper Stephen Bucci, and your referee Kieran McCann from Harrow. Introducing first in the red corner, tonight he competes in his 18th professional contest. At the weigh-in, he scaled 10 stone 8 pounds, and tonight he wears the white and red shorts. Please welcome from Cali, Colombia, Fernando Mosquera. And across the ring in the blue corner, he is unbeaten with a record of 6 wins and no defeats, with 3 wins coming by way of knockout. At the weigh-in, he scaled 10 stone 9 pounds, and tonight he wears the grey shorts. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from Brick Lane, Khalid, the Bengal Tiger.
Let's go, boys. Gentlemen, listen up. You both know the rules and you will obey my commands at all times. When I tell you to break cleanly, step back, throw no punches. Keep your heads out of the way, and most importantly, lads, protect yourself at all times. Shake hands.
So it's time for the unbeaten and entertaining southpaw from Brick Lane, Khalid Ali, who, as always, has decent support in here tonight. He's up against a man who's hardly ever been out of the ring in 2023, in Fernando Mosquera from Colombia, who's having his 11th fight of the year. This one's scheduled for 6 at welterweight.
Classic kid, isn't he, Khalid Ali? I like his style. Works well behind that jab. And against a tricky opponent here, though. And I think Mosquera has never been stopped, so he's a tough kid. And again, it's a case of being patient, and Ali's just going to have to break him down behind his boxing. And we know he can box really well, Khalid Ali. Skillful southpaw. He doesn't want to take any real chances against this fella, who's fairly tough.
Ali in the predominantly silver trunks, the red and white for the man from Colombia, Fernando Mosquera. 7 years Ali senior, 6 wins in 17 fights. He's lost 11 times. Ali stopped 3 of the 6 men he's beaten, but he had a scare in his last fight when he was dropped by Nikola Stoyanov, who we saw him with Ben Fail earlier tonight. He was dropped heavily in the 5th round by the Bulgarian, but held on to win. It was the first real signs of vulnerability that we've seen to this point from Khalid Ali.
Yeah, he was totally outboxing Stoyanov, wasn't he? But he just got caught towards the end of the contest, got a little bit complacent, and walked onto a shot. He recovered, won the contest, but yeah, just shows that it may be a wake-up call for him, actually, Fletch.
Stoyanov stopped in the 2nd round tonight by Ben Fail, the first fight that we brought you on TNT Sports from York Hall, Bethnal Green tonight. Still to come tonight, Liam Williams against Florin Cardos, that comes next. Henry Turner, Billy Allington is after that, then Mark Chamberlain against Archon Ramalavs in what is the main event tonight.
Important for Ali here to get behind his jab and get his feet into range. So what Mosquera is doing, he's just sitting back. Mosquera, he lacks the height and reach against Ali, so he's sitting back, and what he's trying to do, he's just trying to draw the lead of his opponent and make him fall short, and then he'll try and come back with the counter. So an interesting style, fairly wide stance, but there you see with that right hand, so he's sitting back, wants Ali to lead off and fall short. That's what he's trying to do, is Mosquera.
Ali working behind that southpaw lead hand. High guard being held here by the Colombian Mosquera. Final 10 seconds of the opening round. This one scheduled for 6 at welterweight. Mosquera just looking to throw that looping right hand at the end of the round that just missed, and there's the bell. Welcome back to York Hall, one of the iconic boxing venues in the United Kingdom. Very unique in the way that it's put together.
10 seconds.
And it's usually noisy and boisterous in there. It'll certainly start to build the atmosphere leading up towards the main event tonight.
Round 2.
I mentioned that Mosquera is having his 11th fight tonight. There's another one planned in 8 days' time as well. He's consistent, Richie, I'll give him that. He's lost all 10 so far this year, having entered 2023 on a 6-fight winning streak. But I think it's fair to say this year that the calibre of opposition that he's been in with has gone up, and he's just not quite been able to go with it.
He's never been stopped, remember. He's a tough guy, but he's hard to get to with that style of his. When he sits back like that, because he's hard to nail with the shot. And he just thrown that right hand towards the end of the last round. He actually came forward with that punch, but like I say, he wants Ali to try and fall short, and then he'll come back with that right hand counter. But when he's moving away from his opponent, it's hard to nail with a punch. There you go, there's an example. So Ali sort of hit the gloves, even if it hits him flush, because he's moving back, he takes the sting and power out the punch.
He's kind of got a style as well, Richie, where he tends to lean back as well, doesn't he? He tends to just bend his back a little bit, which takes him further out of range.
Exactly, so he's leaning back because that increases the distance for the punches to hit the target, especially the backhand of his opponent. Ali's got to throw that shot with a lot of venom. See, there's that right hand over the top from him. So that's what he's doing, that's his game, sitting back and open for the odd looping right hand and trying to draw the lead and the backhand of Ali, who he wants to fall short.
The records of the two men would indicate that Ali's the one with the power in there. Of the two of them, only 3 stoppages in the 17 fights that Mosquera's had. But as Richie's pointed out, that's the punch he's looking to land. That looping right hand when Ali commits himself. He's not really been able to catch him with it as yet. It seems to be the kind of fight to this point, Richie, where neither man can really work the other one out, so they can take control of it.
Well, I think Ali actually senses the danger also, so he knows he's going to get a cagey opponent. What he's probably got to do a little bit more of is certainly work more with his jab and his lead hand, keep it nice and straight, and he's got to be accurate with it, so he's got to hit the target and make no mistakes. If he falls in, then he could get caught. So it's all about edging up, working with that lead hand, measuring the distance and hitting the target. See, that's not too bad there with those straight shots, and just try and wear this fella down a little bit.
The better work in there in the second round is coming from Ali. Nice combination there from him. It's so awkward though, isn't he, Mosquera? He's quite happy to spoil in there, quite happy to hold. He's awkward. I suppose he's the kind of man that makes it difficult to find any kind of real rhythm.
Always difficult to box against people who are moving away from your flex, you see, and I think Ali would much prefer Mosquera to come forward and trade, but he picks his moments, Mosquera. That's why he's a difficult and awkward opponent.
And there's the bell. Welcome back to York Hall. Khalid, Ali's corner. It'll be notable if he gets the stoppage tonight. Mosquera's got the distance in all 10 fights this year, and in his last 11 overall, durability isn't an issue whatsoever for the man from Colombia. It's almost a year though since he last won, and that was in his native Colombia. He's going to need to show a bit more ambition here, Richie, if he wants to change that. It's hardly been dominant work from Khalid Ali, but he's been significantly the better of the two in there.
Yeah, he's winning the rounds, but they haven't been really convincing. But he is winning them. But still, that's better. That's a much better work, Dave. He's just brought him onto the shots there. That was lovely.
Maybe just starting to work this awkward man out. Decent combination to start the third round from Khalid Ali.
So straight away we see Mosquera, when he comes over that front foot, he's more vulnerable. So Ali got to go through the gears, keep it long range, but just try and frustrate, pick him off and make him come forward and bring him onto the shots like he did there. So it's going through the gears, but going through the gears at range and making him then come forward, because he's got to respond.
Tight guard from Mosquera with his back to the ropes. Ali tried to catch him with an uppercut as he came in. That seems to be the punch he's trying to land in there. 2 or 3 times he's let the uppercut go. It's one of the rare times, though, that Mosquera's actually committed himself and tried to be the man on the front foot.
Yeah, he's much more vulnerable when he comes forward, Mosquera. When he's sitting back, it's when he can frustrate his opponents. He's a bit of a nightmare. Moving forward, the looping right hand here and there, he is vulnerable, or more vulnerable.
Ali moving off to the side, landing a couple of shots to the body. Right above our commentary position here at York Hall, which gives us the perfect view. Even when he's in a position like this, Mosquera, Ali's still a little bit reluctant to overly commit, isn't he?
Well, it's sensible boxing, really, from Ali. He's not taking any risks and chances. What Mosquera wants him to do is stand and trade and have a toe-to-toe battle with him on those ropes, short and mid-range, and that brings then Mosquera right into the contest. But Ali's not playing ball, staying at distance. And that's what he should be doing. Just got to up the tempo more with long-range work. That's all he's got to do.
Trying to get that left hand through the guard. It's a very tight guard, a high guard being held by Mosquera. There's the uppercut that just makes doubling up then to head and body.
Yeah, that was a nice bit of head movement there from Ali. Just slipped to his left, come back with left uppercut downstairs. See, this is the type of contest Mosquera wants. It's toe-to-toe in close quarters.
Well, the chief support tonight is a 10-rounder for the WBC International Silver Super Lightweight title. And Henry Turner from Homer Green is in there against Billy Allington. It's the dressing room. Turner getting himself warm in there. Won all 11 fights to this stage, 4 stoppages. And we'll see him after we've seen Liam Williams and before we see Mark Chamberlain, known as the Showman. And he's wanting to put a show on him there tonight here at York Hall.
Looking forward to seeing Henry Turner. He's a good little fighter, but I think he's in a hard fight tonight. Should be interesting.
Third defence of the WBC International Silver Super Lightweight belt for Henry Turner. That comes later on tonight.
Second out, round 4.
As we get ready for round 4 here at York Hall between Khalid Ali from Brick Lane, unbeaten in 6 fights, 3 stoppages, up against the 30-year-old Colombian Fernando Mosquera. Got to say, Rich, I think the style of Mosquera is just making this a very awkward fight for both of them.
Well, it is, because when they get close, then he tends to hold Ali and nullifies the work. Like I said, I'd like to see Khalid Ali just go through the gears a little bit, not necessarily taking risks, but more mid-long range work. Just go through the gears. You know, try and frustrate the opponent, make Mosquera come over that front foot, bring him onto the shots. I think Mosquera would prefers that slower pace, so I'd like to see Ali now go through those gears and just test him a little bit here, Mosquera. Halfway
through the 4th. This one scheduled for 6 at welterweight. Ali working behind that southpaw right jab, trying to follow up with the left hand, the backhand as well, which he was able to land with twice there. A little bit sharp, a little bit better that from Ali.
Yeah, nice work there. And just after that combination, then just moved off to the side, so moved around his opponents. They're still holding the centre of the ring. So good work there. That's better again, making Mosquera lead off and coming back with some counters there, Ali. So like I say, Fletch, he's winning this contest, winning every round. But he probably could look a little bit better if you up the work rate, but this is more dominant now from Ali.
Murmur from the crowd as Ali gets him moving back towards the ropes. Mosquera in his own corner. He's almost inviting Ali in because, as you say, Richie, that's where he wants to counter. He's quite happy to take one to give a couple.
Mosquera there just made the mistake of just switching from orthodox to southpaw. Got caught with that little left uppercut from Ali. But Ali doesn't really want to engage, does he? Short and mid-range.
Works the body from Ali. There's that looping right hand again from Mosquera. Thrown it half a dozen times. I think he's still waiting to land it for the first time tonight, and there's the bell. So big snooker tournament gets underway this weekend. The UK Championship of the year, live from the Barbican, starts tomorrow at 1 o'clock on Eurosport 1 Discovery Plus. And Radzy's got the drive from York Hall to York. Immediately after this tonight, hopefully it doesn't take too long to get there. He's going to be presenting the coverage all week. Ronnie O'Sullivan has been in the headlines all week. He's going to be one of the favourites heading into that tournament, which gets underway tomorrow. This is the 5th round of 6 at welterweight between Khalid Ali and Fernando Mosquera. Ali's had to go the distance in his previous 2 fights here at York Hall, against Dario Barossa and against Nikola Stoyanov in the summer. And I think if you're a betting man, Richie, you'd suggest that that might be the route he's going to have to go again tonight.
Yeah, I mean, he's winning every round. It's really convincing. And, probably a really more of a cautious approach from Khalid Ali.
Is this a referee telling 2 fighters that he needs to see a lot more?
Who knows? I think, they come together there, didn't they? And the referee wasn't happy about something. But yes, I mean, Khalid Ali, like we said before, he's winning, but he's got to do more and just up the tempo. I think he comes from a very, very good amateur club as well, Repton, not too far from here. Trained by a very good coach down there, Lionel Omar. I know Lionel very well. He's recently changed coaches, Khalid Ali, but he was with Lionel Omar for years down at Repton. Did a good job with him.
Well, he pops out the right jab and then follows up with the backhand, his left hand. How difficult is it, Rich, when you're in with a fighter like this in Mosquera, whose only real tactic in there is to spoil and try and land that long looping hand if you right hand if you switch off? I mean, how difficult is it to actually do what you need to do when you've got a man as awkward as this in there with you?
Well, the difficulty can be is if you lower the work rate. Obviously, Mosquera wants that low pace. That right hand there wasn't too far away from him. So the difficulty can be if you get drawn into a contest where he's just lowering the pace, the work rate. That suits him. So you've got to do the opposite. You've got to up the work rate, do it behind your boxing and try and frustrate him, make him come over the front foot. We've seen he's a little bit vulnerable when he comes over that front foot. He's a little bit more open, but when he's sitting back, he's hard to get to. So you've got to be patient, but you've got to up the pace, basically, and just keep popping away with the jab, straight left hand, and make the head of the opponent go back and then make him come forward. Ali will learn this, but this is what he's got to do against this type of an opponent who seems to slow it down to his pace, and that suited Mosquera occasionally here.
Early days for him in his professional career. 7th fight tonight, still only 23. That's better work, decent left hand. That's a follow-up to that right jab. Good work this by Ali at the end of the round. Maybe some of the cleanest stuff we've seen from him for a little while. So next up tonight, you're going to see a very experienced man at middleweight, 8-rounder for Liam Williams, who's cracking the pads in there, Rich.
Yeah, it's a good kid, isn't he, Liam Williams? He's with a good coach as well, Gary Lockett, a good friend of mine. They certainly know their stuff down in South Wales. And I'm looking forward to seeing Liam Williams again, because he's been out of the ring for a while, but he's a very good boxer indeed.
He's up next tonight, up against Florin Cardos from Romania. Should have been fighting Hamza Shiraz in a really tantalising fight next Saturday, but Shiraz suffered a perforated eardrum in training, so that's been put back till February. So Williams in a tune-up fight after this one tonight, wants to keep busy. That fight is going to be rescheduled, and as soon as we've got the confirmed date for that, we'll bring it to you. So here we are then, 6th round. Khalid Ali, we think, is quite a significant lead on the cards, but we'll see whether we can just go through the gears a little bit more in the final round here.
Let's see if he can force a stoppage here. Khalid Ali, he's been fairly dominant throughout the contest. He's won every round. Mosquera may even come forward himself and fancy his chance, landing one shot over the top. Trying to catch Ali with that. There it was there, not too far away. He needs Ali to be coming forward though for that punch really to be effective, doubling up the power. And what Ali's got to do also here, if Mosquera's going to come forward a little bit more, just bring him onto a left uppercut, measure with the jab, and then whip that left uppercut through. You can see he comes in with a fairly low head. Coming forward, Mosquera, he's tough, but he's open to that shot.
Left hand there from Ali. There's been no dramas from his standpoint tonight. I remember he was down in the 5th round in his previous contest against Nikola Stoyanov, but Mosquera's never really caught him with anything significant so far tonight. The crowd wants him just to do a little bit more, don't they, here as well? His supporters trying to lift him towards the end of this contest. A contest that we suspect he's winning quite easily, but I just think they want to see him let his hands go a little bit more before the final bell.
Just won't take the risk, will he? Khalid Ali looks in very cautiously, maintaining that gap and distance. So that's better work with that shot there. Mosquera just coming over that front foot, starting that attack off way too far away.
Started that attack off with a couple of punches to the body. The classiest stuff in each round has come from the unbeaten Khalid Ali. Sure, it's going to be a wide margin points victory for him. A little more than 30 seconds to go in the final round. Long left hand from Ali.
Mosquera should hear the last bell here, Greg, so he's got through the contest.
And he's going to maintain his record of never having been stopped as a professional. Ali showboating at the finish. There's the final bell. And we suspect that's going to be a pretty handy points victory for Khalid Ali against this awkward man from Colombia, Fernando Mosquera.
He's won every round, hasn't he, Khalid Ali? And yet there'll be people in the hall that maybe just a little bit too will be disappointed that he hasn't got the stoppage or really went for it. He kept it very cautious, boxed with caution, and didn't take any risks. But he's won every round, so he's done his job. But probably there'll be people here that would have hoped that he'd done a little more and gone for it.
What would be the main things that he's learned tonight? Because as you mentioned, that's only the 7th fight of his professional career. He's changed his trainer, he's only 23, and he was awkward in there, Mosquera.
Yeah, it's awkward opponent. Khalid Ali was patient. He's probably got up the pace a little bit more, but nevertheless, it's a comfortable win.
OK, then, let's get the decision. Dev Sani.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of boxing, your referee Kieran McCann scores the contest 60-54 to your winner and still undefeated, Khalid, the Bengal Tiger Ali.
So Khalid Ali lifted into the air in the ring here at York Hall. And next up tonight, we've got Liam Williams against Florin Cardos.
Well, in the end, it was a brilliant belated birthday present for Ali there, extending his unbeaten streak now to 7-0. We saw Hazafai Iqbal there, Carl, his brand new trainer. How much of a moment is that for them both to overcome this? He's fairly new to this game, he's 23 years of age after that solid performance.
Yeah, I know his trainer well, H, who is closely linked with Adam Booth and on all them fighters. You can see Mick Cullen in the ring there with him. I think it was a nice, again, I keep saying this word tonight, but a nice, measured, composed performance. New trainer, a lot of things to deal with. Ali's a bit of a puncher, and I think he's always going to be disappointed when he doesn't get rid of a guy, but Mosquera was reasonably tough, takes a good shot, has never been stopped before, and I think he should be pleased with how he performed tonight.
I don't think he'll be disappointed, but Carl's right. He has stopped people before, and he does hurt people, and he did that as an amateur. He's heavy-handed. But as the guys get stronger, tougher, and more determined not to fall over when they're clipped, he'll find it harder. So that's one of the things that maybe H can do, is just get him to get his feet into position before he lets his hands go, because he needed to do a little bit more there. That's one part. The second part of that sentence is, but that's easier said than done against the guy that's not going to give you any openings whatsoever.
So we think he might not be disappointed with that performance. He definitely got the W either way, and he's with Becky now.
Khalid, talk to me. How was that fight for you? Was it frustrating at times? You looked an awkward opponent.
No, it wasn't awkward. You know what? He was just tough. Since I moved coaches, gone to a new gym, got my coach, he's April by here. We just want to work on things. We want to work on being clean, being sharp, and being accurate with my punches.
How did it change in the ring for you, having a new coach, new preparation?
It was good. Alhamdulillah, it was good. It was exactly what I needed. But you see, in there, I didn't rush my work. I didn't go in silly. Last time I was out here, I got dropped in the 5th round. I barely even got hit in there. Where compared to the last fight, I got hit too much. So that's the improvements we've been making as a team. And it's going to go upwards and onwards, inshallah.
Yeah, what do you want for your next fight?
I want to continue to go in the gym, work with my coach. There's a lot of improvements to be made, of course, and I feel that this was a very huge stepping stone for myself mentally to conduct myself like a true professional in there, not get hit with any silly shots, everything clean and crisp.
Let's bring your coach in here, if you don't mind. Quick question, are you enjoying working with Khalid?
Yeah, 100%. He's a lovely person to work with. He's got a lot of pressure on his shoulders with the likes of these crowds coming out to support him. So it's like trying to calm someone down like that who's young, fresh, and got a lot of tenacity in him, but it's like calming him down, just picking his shots at the moment. And I told him, nothing silly tonight, just pick your shots and just box back the whole way. The kid's resilient, he's tough, so it's like pick your shots, work on little things, and he's, like I said, he's getting used to a new team, do you know what I mean?
Absolutely, the crowd in here for you tonight, the support you always bring to every fight is second to none. Do you feel pressure to give them a fight as well as yourself?
Sometimes, but ultimately I need to remember my job, which is to box clean and to box smart, you know. I just want to say massive thanks to my father, you know. My father's the one who brings out this whole crowd for me, you know. He lets me train and focus on my fight, and he's the man when it comes to dealing with tickets and selling, so massive thanks to my father, you know.
Absolutely, a family affair, that's what it's all about. Khalid, well done, 7-0.
Thank you so much, have a nice day.